Good evening and welcome to our Glendale City Council meeting. If you would like to speak on any of the items that are on the agenda, please fill out a gold card and hand it to the police officer in the back of the room. The mayor will call your name, and when it's your turn to speak, you can make your way to the podium. All speakers have 3 minutes. If you would like to talk about an item that's not on the agenda, please complete a blue speaker card and give that one to the officer in the back of the room. Items that are not on the agenda are heard at the end of the voting meeting. Glendale has 7 city council members: Mayor Jerry Wires, Vice Mayor Lauren Tomachoff of the Choya District, Councilmember Diana Guzman of the Yucca District, Councilmember Leandro Baldenegro of the Ocotillo District, Councilmember Bart Turner of the Beryl District, Councilmember Ray Malnar of the Saguaro District, and Councilmember Lupe Conchas of the Cactus District. This meeting is streaming live on Glendale's Facebook and YouTube pages, as well as the city's cable television station, Glendale Channel 11. Thank you for joining us.
And good evening. Welcome to Glendale City Council meeting on March 25th, 2025. This meeting is called to order. Roll call will be conducted, starting with Councilmember Baldenegro.
Here.
Councilmember Conchas, are you on the phone? Councilmember Guzman?
Here.
Councilmember Melner?
Present.
Councilmember Turner?
Here.
Vice Mayor?
Here.
I'm present, and we're going to go back. Councilmember Conchas, are you on the phone? No. Okay. Next 2 items are the Pledge of Allegiance and our invocation. The invocation today will be delivered by Ruben Amanicio. I hope I said that right. Of the Pentecostal Church of God. If everyone would please rise, gentlemen, if it's appropriate, if you'd remove your hats. Everyone would stand for the invocation. And then after the invocation, if you'd please remain standing for our Pledge of Allegiance. Pastor?
Okay. God bless you. My name is Richard Asensio. Estoy aquí en representación del pastor Rubén Amancio. Tuvo una dificultad y no pudo estar a tiempo. Y voy a orar por esta actividad y por los trabajos que está realizando la ciudad. Amén. Señor Dios, tú eres bueno, maravillosamente bueno, Señor, y nosotros estamos delante de ti en esta tarde para honrarte y glorificarte. Presentamos a ti todos los trabajos que está haciendo la ciudad y los propósitos por la cual se reúne y tiene esta junta en este momento. Te pedimos, Señor, que bendigas este momento y todo lo que la ciudad está haciendo. En el nombre de Jesús, nuestro Señor. Amén.
Amen.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next on the agenda is the consideration of the minutes from the February 25th, 2025 voting meeting. Council members, do you have any corrections or additions to those minutes? Seeing none, can I get a motion in a second?
I move we approve the minutes of February 25, 2025.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay.
Aye.
Okay. Council Conchas, are you on the phone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, we do have a quorum. Proclamations and awards. We'll go ahead and step up to the podium here in a second. Present a proclamation proclaiming the month of April as Water Awareness Month in the city of Glendale. Accepting the proclamation is going to be the Water Services Department and Staley, Water Conservation Specialist, and Joanne Toms from Admin Environmental Programs. And then if there's some other folks from the same group that's part of that, if you want to go ahead and step up, we'll get that done. Oh, come on up. Got everybody? Okay, I'm gonna stand over this way. Is this on? Okay, you hear me okay? Yeah? Okay. Okay, proclamation, City of Glendale, whereas water is one of Arizona's most precious natural resources and is vital to the economic vitality and well-being of our communities. And whereas the Glendale Water Services Department is committed to providing a safe, reliable, and high-quality water supply for our current and future customers. And whereas the Glendale Water Service Department offers a comprehensive water conservation program to help residents, businesses, and schools conserve water. And whereas every resident, business, and school can make a difference, especially during times of drought, by finding and repairing leaks, installing water-efficient devices, creating desert-friendly landscapes, and adopting water-wise practices. Whereas proclaiming April as Water Awareness Month, it benefits the city and community by educating and empowering all citizens to be good stewards of Arizona water resources. Now therefore, I, Jerry P. Wires, Mayor of the City of Glendale, Arizona, on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim April 2025 as Water Awareness Month and encourage all citizens to learn more about their local water resources and make water conservation a daily habit. That was signed by our city clerk and myself. Who receives this? You get it? Well, come on up. Did you want to speak? Okay, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to thank Ms. Staley, the Mayor of Glendale, and City Council for this wonderful opportunity. I look forward to continuing my volunteer service and supporting my community of Glendale. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor and Council, for proclaiming April as Water Awareness Month. My name is Ann Staley, and I'm a water conservation specialist with the Glendale Water Services Department's Conservation and Sustainable Living Division. I've been working for the city for 10 years. Time flies by when you're having fun. I enjoy the important work that we do to help the public conserve water, especially since we live in the Sonoran Desert. Last year, the Water Services Department was awarded a $450,000 grant from the Water Infrastructure Finance Authority of Arizona to expand and grow our rebate programs. We're very appreciative of the grant because it's allowing us to partner with our customers to save water by upgrading water-efficient fixtures indoors, and we're also incentivizing our customers to save water outside by creating water-efficient landscapes that are located in an increasingly hot and dry climate. These efforts require a team, and we are a small but mighty team. However, we rely on the strengths of our community in order to establish those goals. On behalf of our department and the city, I would like to thank the individuals standing behind me for their commitment to conserve water. Northern Manor West 2 HOA accomplished a large landscape conversion project where they converted grass to a drought-resilient landscape that contained low water use trees and shrubs, and their property management company, Management Support Services in Arizona, helped the HOA accomplish this project and apply for a city rebate. And they are also providing support to other HOAs that they manage that are also interested in jumping on board to save water. Ethos Academy invited our team into their classrooms and participated in a lot of our youth education programs. We were able to go into the classrooms and teach kids about the importance of where their drinking water comes from and how important it is to keep that water clean. They were also invited to attend community events so that we could interact with the families of Ethos Academy. So we thank them for their participation. I'm also standing behind Glendale Community College students that have spent many mornings and afternoons volunteering at the Glendale Xeriscape, which means low water use landscape, demonstration garden that surrounds the Glendale Main Library. These students have gotten their hands dirty, learning things like how to properly plant cacti, other low water use plants like shrubs, and even getting dirty by distributing organic mulch to protect the trees for the oncoming summer that's upon us. They've learned how to take care of low water use landscapes, and I hope that they will be able to practice what they have learned at home in their own yards as they continue on in their journeys. This group is a great example of working together to protect our shared water resources. The important work that we are doing couldn't be done without the individuals or the champion supporters standing behind me to keep us going, to keep the momentum alive. We thank you for continuing to reach out to our department to help you conserve water or to help you learn more, and we sincerely appreciate your support of our programs. So thank you.
Okay, we will move on to consent agenda items 3 through 27. I understand that there was one that wanted, council member wanted held or heard separately? Okay, it's not this one. Okay, all right, very good. Okay, so, no speaker cards?
No, sir.
Perfect. May I have a motion to approve consent and agenda items 3 through 27?
Mayor,
Go ahead.
I make a motion to approve consent agenda items 3 through 27.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Councilmember Baldenegro, a second from the Vice Mayor, to approve consent agenda items 3 through 27. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say, any opposed, say nay. Here, you guys have it, do have it. That motion passes. Vice Mayor Tomachoff has requested that item 31, resolution R25-23, be polled for discussion. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
We can vote on all of them at the same time. I just want the
Okay.
presentation.
Okay, so why don't we go ahead and do that one right now? And then
Perfect.
we'll just do the rest
Sure.
of them, and then we'll vote on it.
Okay.
If I could have that heard.
Item 31, resolution number R25-23, a resolution of the Council of the City of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, authorizing and directing the entering into of the interstate cooperation contract for the Texas Department of Information Resources Cooperative Contracts Program. No speaker.
Mayor, members of the council, here provide staff report is our Director of Information Technology, Mr. Steve Martin.
Thank you. Mayor and council, thank you. Stephen Martin for the record, Chief Information Officer, City of Glendale. I'm ready to answer any questions you may have about this item.
Okay, that was a short presentation.
I can go into
So-
further detail about
Well,
what it is.
okay, so I'm not familiar with what a interstate cooperation contract is. So that was my main reason for pulling it. So I want to understand what it is that we're approving.
Thank you, Mayor and council. So this is an intergovernmental purchasing contract alliance. Lots of states have them, but in this particular case, it's the state of Texas Department of Information Resources. And the reason why we want to engage with this and become a part of this is that it expands our ability to not have to continuously go out to RFP and do all these kinds of things when other governmental entities have already done this vetting for us, when we know that there's common services and things that we need to purchase. And it gives us a broader purchasing power. In this particular case, we had a vendor that we want to contract with. We would have to go through a pretty lengthy process. We looked all through Arizona. They hadn't, no one had really done that yet, but many other states have. In this particular case, state of Texas, through its DIR program, have done that. And it gives us a lot of buying power since all of that vetting process is already complete.
Very good, Mayor. If I could ask him, so I'm familiar with the cooperative purchase agreements that we use basically for state, county, other cities in Arizona. So as interstate cooperation contract, is that like this is just for Texas? And then any other state we wanted to do this with, we would need to also Okay, I wasn't familiar with it. I didn't know if any of the rest of the council was familiar with it, and I just want to understand what it is I'm voting for, so thank you.
Absolutely.
You good?
Yep.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, no other questions for the gentleman? All right, so,
Yeah.
I'm hearing another conversation. Would you go ahead and read items 28 through 30?
Item 28, resolution number R 25-20, a resolution of council of the city of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, authorizing to amend the intergovernmental agreement number C 24-1231 to include the city of El Mirage as a partnering agency in the operation and maintenance of the Glendale Regional Public Safety Training Center. Item 29, resolution number R 25-21, a resolution of the council of the city of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, authorizing the city manager to execute a license agreement for wired telecommunication service in the city of Glendale right-of-way with Cablevision Lightpath LLC. Item 30, resolution number R 25-22, a resolution of the council of the city of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, authorizing the city manager to execute a license agreement for wired telecommunication service in the city of Glendale right-of-way with West Valley Fiber Networks LLC. And I've already read item 31, so that concludes the consent resolutions.
Okay, can I get a motion to approve consent resolutions, items 28, 29, 30, and 31?
Yes, Mayor, I motion to approve consent resolution items 28 through 31.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Councilmember Guzman, a second from the Vice Mayor to approve consent resolutions, items 28, 29, 30, and also 31. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay.
Aye.
Ayes have it, do have it, that motion carries. Now moving on to land development actions.
Ordinance number O 25-10, an ordinance of the council of the city of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, amending the zoning ordinance of the city of Glendale, Arizona by approving zoning text amendment ZTA 24-04 for amending the zoning ordinance as follows. Chapter 35, Unified Development Code, Article 6, Administration and Procedures, Section 35.6.202, Common Procedures, and Section 35.6.204, Public Notice, and Section 35.6.207, amendments to the Unified Development Code, rezoning and text amendments, and establish section 35.6.215, housing needs assessment and annual report, providing for severability, setting forth an effective date, and ordering that a certified copy of the ordinance is recorded. Public hearing required.
Okay, you want to introduce them first?
Your choice. Yes, I'll introduce Dwayne Hoskins. He's our Principal Planner, Development Services.
Okay, public hearing is now open on item number 32. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Council. Zoning Text Amendment 24 TAC 04 is in response to Senate Bill 1162, also known as the shot clock bill. It amends the UDC sections, there it is, sections 35.6.02, 204, 207.
Let me stop you for a second. Go ahead and read the number again. You missed a number there.
35.6.202.
There you go. Okay.
204, 207, and establishes 35.6.215. The amendment requires approval or denial within 180 days of zoning actions. Staff can extend once for 30 days. The applicant has unlimited 30-day extensions. And historical properties, PADs, and PRDs are exempt. Oh, wrong button. Finally, it establishes the housing needs assessment and annual report. That concludes my presentation, pending your questions.
Questions?
Mayor, I do have one question, just because this is becoming like a little bit more of a concern. Does this apply to just single family residential homes, or does this apply to multifamily? Does this apply to everything, all residential development?
Mayor and council, it applies to all zoning
Okay.
with the exemptions that were stated.
And then the housing needs assessment, will that also include like absorption rate and that type of thing so we can better understand, you know, and maybe prevent overbuilding?
Mayor and council, correct. My understanding is it's still evolving as municipalities continue to do these needs assessments. Different requirements will come about and others will be retired. And they really give us a lot of agency on what to report outside of what is already specified in the statute.
Okay, so it's possible that it'll include, you know, absorption rate and other ways to identify what type of development is essentially taking longer to fill, that sort of thing.
Mayor and council, correct, it can. It's not explicitly in the bill.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Mayor, I have a question. Mayor, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead and speak louder into the phone, please.
Can you hear me now, Mayor?
Go ahead.
Yes, I was just wondering, so before this Senate bill was passed, was Glendale basically already doing this?
Mayor and council, my understanding is that the city of Glendale was not reporting housing needs assessments or an annual report to the Arizona Department of Housing.
Okay, thank you so much.
Mayor, if I could, I believe we're meeting the 180-day shot clock. I see some people back there. We were meeting the timeline already, but we weren't providing the report. Is that correct?
Mayor and council, correct. A lot of this is already baked into the UDC.
Mm-hmm.
This is just the acknowledgement and cleaning up some of the language in the UDC to fall more in line
Okay,
with
thank
the statute.
Mayor,
Go ahead.
thank you, Vice Mayor, for clarifying. That was exactly the point that I was trying to make. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions? Thank you. Okay, we have no speaker cards. With that said, public hearing is now closed. May I have a motion for item 32?
I move we approve ordinance number 025-10 and waive reading beyond the title.
Second.
We have a motion from Councilmember Turner, a second from the Vice Mayor to approve the recommended action. A roll call vote. Councilmember Baldenegro, how do you vote, sir?
Aye.
Councilmember Countess, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Guzman, how do you vote?
Aye.
Can you say it?
Aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Melner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Thank you. Councilmember Turner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Vice Mayor, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries unanimous. Moving on to ordinances. Ms. Bauer, would you read item 33 by title? Ordinances 025-11.
Ordinance number O-25-11, an ordinance of the Council of the City of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, adopting the land use assumptions and infrastructure improvement plan related to the future adoption of development impact fees and ordering that a certified copy of the ordinance is recorded.
Mayor, members of the council, here to provide staff report on behalf of Department of Engineering is Don Bessler.
Thank you, Mr. Phelps, Mayor, council members. John Murphy's name is on this council report. I'm standing in for John tonight. You've gotten used to seeing John give these development impact fee updates, and we're very proud of the work that he does. As you know, it's a very long process. It takes about 295 days from start to finish legislatively to adopt modifications to your impact fee ordinances. You saw this in workshop, I believe it was the January 28th meeting. If you recall, the process involves two separate parts. One is to adopt an infrastructure improvement plan along with land use assumptions. After those are adopted, then you repeat the process with public hearings and adoption of actual fees. Tonight's action would be a request to approve the land use assumptions and infrastructure improvement plan. From the last time you saw it, it's got a minor modification. It's modified downwards by $71. If you recall, after the January 28th meeting, we had said that we were going to be doing some outreach, as we always do, with our outside stakeholders, people like the Valley Partnership, the Multifamily Home Builders Association, et cetera. And they brought some questions to us about some of our assumptions.
the questions were well-founded and we agreed with them. It resulted in a minor modification downward on some of our calculations. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Okay, thank you. Can I get a motion for item 33, please?
Mayor, I move to approve ordinance number 025-11.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilmember Baldenegro, second from the Vice Mayor to approve the recommended action. Roll call vote. Councilmember Baldenegro, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Conscious, how do you vote?
No.
Councilmember Conscious votes no. Councilmember Guzman, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Melner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Turner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Tomachoff, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, that motion carries. Ms. Bauer, would you introduce item 34, please?
Ordinance number
Mayor,
O.
point of order, please.
Go ahead.
Mayor, I will be recusing myself from this item as this was a client that I referred, and I've been advised to leave the room until any business or deliberation on this item has been concluded. So before the clerk even reads it, I will step out.
Thank you.
Ordinance number O25-12, an ordinance of the council of the city of Glendale, Maricopa County, Arizona, authorizing the city to sell 5.45 acres of undeveloped triangular-shaped parcel of real property located between Grand Avenue and 71st Avenue, Glendale, Arizona, and directing the city manager to execute all necessary documents and directing the city clerk to record a certified copy of the ordinance.
Mayor, members of the council, here to provide staff report is Trent Dudry, our interim director of economic development.
Thank you, Mr. Phelps. Good evening, Mayor, council members. On May 22nd, 2024, Terrell Real Estate, who owns Swarr Still, made an unsolicited offer to purchase approximately 5.36 acres of undeveloped triangular-shaped parcel of real property located between Grand Avenue and 71st Avenue. The item before you is the purchase and the sell agreement between Terrell Properties and the city of Glendale. Once signed, the PSA will provide a 1-year due diligence period to allow the purchaser the ability to work through development-related issues. Once the due diligence period and transactions are complete, the new owners will take possessions of the parcels. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Seeing none, thank you, sir. Can I get a motion?
Mayor, I motion to approve ordinance O25-12.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilmember Guzman. Who made the second?
Councilmember
Second from Councilmember Baldenegro to approve the recommended action. Roll call vote. Councilmember Baldenegro, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Conscious, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Guzman, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Melner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Turner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Vice Mayor has been recused herself. Chairman votes aye, that motion carries. Moving on to new business, item 35 was removed, so that leaves us with item 36. Ms. Bauer.
Or consideration and action to direct the city attorney to act in accordance with the city council direction provided at the March 25th, 2025 work session, executive session regarding Glendale's position in connection with pending or contemplated litigation with or in settlement discussions conducted in order to avoid or resolve litigation with Camelback Spring Training, LLC, and the Arizona Cardinals and the Arizona Sports and Tourism Authority.
Mayor and council, I ask that you undertake a motion to direct me to act in accordance with the direction you provided me in e-session. Thank you.
I so move, Mayor.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Councilmember Turner, a second from the Vice Mayor to approve the recommended action. I will conduct a roll call vote. Councilmember Baldenegro, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Conscious, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Guzman, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Melner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Turner, how do you vote?
Aye.
Vice Mayor, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, the motion carries. Moving on to comments and suggestions. Councilmember Baldenegro.
None at this time, sir.
Nothing? Councilmember Conscious?
Yes, Mayor. Thank you so much for everyone who made the Manistee Ranch Block Party a huge success. We had over 200 meals served, and we had probably over 225 people. Your presence, your energy from the Cactus District, and your spirit made it a night to remember. And thank you so much to the city manager's office. Thank you so much to Parks. Thank you to so much to the Glendale Historical Society. Every single person that put their hands into this, thank you, thank you, thank you. We were able to get out of there in about 30 minutes after the event. And I'm also looking forward to our next event, which is a neighborhood beautification day that we're partnering with the city and the city manager's office at Mary Silva Park. So sign up for our newsletter and you'll get more information about that. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilmember Guzman?
Yes, Mayor. The first Yucca District meeting of this year will be this Thursday on March 27th at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the System of Care facility. The address is 7677 West Bethany Home Road. We will have our fine fire department personnel presenting the new community risk reduction program, and our community services department will be doing an in-house rehabilitation presentation. This program provides help with home repairs, so it should be very informative. And also Parks and Recreation will provide an update on Heroes Park. And of course, I look forward to answering any questions you may have. And I can't guarantee I'll have all the answers, but I will try to find them for you. So I invite all of the Yucca districts to attend and meet some of your neighbors. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Milner?
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Turner?
Not tonight, Mayor.
Vice Mayor?
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
And I have nothing to add. Citizens' comments, that is the item that we're going to next. So, Rory, you're up first tonight. Jessica, you'll be up after him, and then James Dibler, you're up after her. So all three of you have done this, so all three of you know the rules.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor and council members. I just wanted to thank you all today for moving the Glendale 16 to the next level. Just wanted to share a little bit with you tonight of how we got to where we are. I was the one that a couple of years ago kind of rediscovered these 16 graves and started working with the Glendale Historical Society to get a little research done on it. We also worked with the staff out at the cemetery. Bobby, she was wonderful. They had some records there. The Historical Society had some records, but there was no actual records anywhere, either place, on who actually purchased the plots. So then we went to find out who was the funeral home. They had been bought by another one, and that funeral home said they had some records. Fortunately, the records before 1960 had already been thrown away, so we struck out there. And so after we went through all that, talking with Bobby out there, she said our next step would be to go to or come before the council on this. So thank you again, everyone, for moving this forward. And I also did want to point out today, Councilmember Guzman, you did point out that on one of the graves, there is a newer marker. That marker showed up roughly 5 years after the funeral, and it is on the wrong grave. And if you'll also notice that that big marker that they put up, they kind of desecrated 2 other graves to put that in there. But again, thank you for moving this forward. It's been 2 years of work, and looking forward to seeing what we as a community can do. The magnitude of the changes that happened due to this tragic accident were tremendous, and it also changed a way for a lot of people to stop treating people like subhumans. So thank you.
Jessica Corey, Barrow District. I would like to thank you for your vote for the reconsideration of the fate of Velma Teague Library in Murphy Park. We the people were listened to and now know that our opinions matter. The Library Advisory Board met on March 12th with little or no notice to the supporters of the library, and while many of the city council members were at a conference. Fortunately, I was able to get a voice copy of the meeting. The community service director, library liaison, and city department head spoke. It was a rehash of the meeting that was held in the fall, where the board was blindsided and forced into a vote. That open meeting law violation is still working its way through the Attorney General's office. Somewhere along the way, city management has gotten things backwards. The current administration thinks the purpose of the boards and commissions is to rubber stamp quickly what they want. The board should come to their own conclusions without coercion. A decision like this cannot be made in 1 or 2 meetings. The Library Advisory Board should take many field trips to Belma Teague and other libraries, to the promenade in the daytime with all the traffic, and at night when the parking garage and proposed site are at their least appealing. And they should also ask the supporters of the present library about their opinions. They, after all, collected signatures, contacted newspaper and television reporters, and spread the word when the city management was trying to demolish the library. The prime example of the way the decision should be made is with the Heroes Branch Library. I was a member and then became the Library Advisory Board chairman. We started the discussion of finally moving forward on that project as a result of 2 situations. The first was a suggestion by an assistant city manager that we put a book bending machine in Heroes Park. We had about $25,000 in DIF funds that were going to run out. The board found that unacceptable. Many options were considered. We didn't give up our search for the best. Little by little, the council got on board, and we now have a beautiful library at Heroes Park 20 years after it was scheduled to be built. As we've said over and over again, the library is up to date on technology, has a welcoming vibe, and efficient, knowledgeable staff members. The city spokespeople at the Library Advisory Board meeting on March 12th were quick to point out the deficiencies they thought were in that library. Those very same concerns are evident in all 4 of our libraries. We're not trying for utopia. We have a perfect library for our community, which includes residents, shop owners, school children, employees, and visitors. This library in this park in this location reflects the values that this community holds. It's a symbol that the citizens of Glendale value knowledge, education, and community. The Library Advisory Board was also asked to consider a task force that would research and study options for our library. When it comes up on the CIP, and if the library bonds pass, that would be an excellent time to do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Dibler.
Hi, my name is James Dibler. I am a resident of Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm speaking to you regarding Adopted Street on Saturday, March 8, 2025 at 9 p.m. The Adopt a Street event was a success. We had over 12 volunteers, a representative from the Glendale Mayor's Office and Glendale Public Library attending that event. We did an excellent job on cleaning up the street of Glendale from 59th Avenue and Olive Avenue to 59th Avenue and Peoria Avenue. The city of Glendale will be honoring my friend Ellen Karate for 6 years of public service at the Glendale Public Library. She was an excellent employee of the city of Glendale. She touched so many lives at the Glendale Public Library by providing good customer service. Erin has the passion to help other people at the library. As a public service assistant, last year she took a different job offer and worked at the public library in Westwood, Massachusetts. Thank you for taking the time to consider this matter.
Thank you. Okay, there being no further business, I'd like to thank everyone for being here tonight. Drive home safely. We're adjourned.
38 minutes. That's pretty short, yeah.